Hi everyone, it's Lillian here from Stamper's Niche. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada. And I know this is not my usual time to be here, but I just wanted to share the new in colors with you and maybe even a new card. So these are going to be the newest in colors that are going to be available beginning March 1st, and I am in love with them. In fact, I'm having a hard time playing with anything else. I just love these. So there's Pretty in Pink, which is a returning in color, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, Summer Splash, and Shy Shamrock. So even for those of you who maybe are not overly fond of greens, this is a really fun green. It's bright, it's happy. Well, I'm loving them all. I'm not going to start singling out any one of them. So because they are so wonderful and you're going to likely want everything in these colors, I am offering an in color club. So let me just flip this over and remind you of what that is. I've been sharing it a bit. So each month you would get a selection of things, and I'm going to show you what in a moment, of a particular color, and then after 5 months, you would have all 5 colors. So if you're wanting to register or even learn more, either go to this page right here or use your phone and scan in that QR code and it will take you there. Yes, I am trying to learn how to use QR codes. In fact, my grandson is busy teaching me how to make them. Not very hard to do, but when you don't know, it's always confusing, right? So go to either here, so take a screenshot, or here, and you will find out more. But let me tell you a little bit about it as well. So let's put that to the side till later. And if you join an in color club, this is what you would get in an in color club. First off, you would get 4 sheets of the paper that's being offered that month. This is actually the Summer Splash paper. So you would get 4 full sheets. Now, if it's being mailed, they will actually be cut in half, just because it makes it much easier more affordable to mail. But you would get 4 sheets. Then you would get 4 of the 6x6 designer papers. So 2 in this one, but remember there's another side. So you would get those 2 and then 2 of this one. I really like the coordinating designer papers too. So you would get that. So this plus that. You would also receive a package of the blends, so the light and dark in that color. You would also receive a marker in that color. Now this isn't Summer Splash. I'm still waiting for my markers to arrive. I was a little later, but just pretend that's Summer Splash. You would receive 2 yards of the ribbon, like that. You would receive a package of the in color, oh, I should have got these names straight, resin dots and of the shimmer gems in that particular color. So you're going to be all set to make cards. All you'll need to add is your basic white stamp set. Oh, you'll also receive, pardon me, I took it out of it to use. You'll also receive the ink pad. So you'll receive all of this in that month's in color. So each month it will be a different in color, all gathered together for you. At the end of the 5 months, you will receive a free gift from me. Just have to put that down. And you will receive 6x6 pieces of the in color shimmer papers and maybe a little something else. These come 12 by 12. I'll cut them down to 6x6 for you. The other thing to remember is there'll be something a little bit extra in this kit, and also each month you will receive a card, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So let's put that to the side. And also, again, they don't even sell, or as demonstrators, we haven't been able to get the ink refills, but those who are doing front porch pickup, you have the option of adding on the refill. I always recommend that you get a refill whenever you buy an ink pad, but I have found that these ink refills are so thick that they really add tons of postage on, so it makes it not affordable to mail. So I'm only offering this add-on option for front porch pickup, and those of you who are doing the mail option, you're going to be able to order that on your own once the catalog goes live. So let's make a card using one of these colors. I was sharing in this group, I first made this card, so you can see I'm using the paper, the designer paper, the ribbon, the glimmer paper, the in color resin dots. I'm using it all, and I just made it plain like this. Then I thought, what if I emboss the designer paper? So I did that, and I thought that looks pretty good. And then I thought, what if I emboss this whole panel? And when I asked you, you really liked the embossing of the whole panel, although a few of you suggested maybe a different embossing folder. And I'm going to do that today. But I want to talk about this embossing folder. It was a brand new one, and I was dying to try it out. And let me just show it to you. It is called the So Swirly embossing folder. I want you to look at the size. So look at the size of it. It is, I think, 6 by 8. So perfect for scrapbooking, perfect for, you can always put a smaller size inside, but look at it in proportion to a card. I better put it this way. So you could do a couple of things in there, tons of potential. So some of the embossing folders, not all, but some might be coming in that size. So here it is on some metallic paper, and here's a close-up of it on just the basic white. So a gorgeous embossing folder. But I did take your recommendations, and I'm going to switch it out. So let's make this card in another color. So I'm preparing for some different swaps, and so I've got this one partially ready, and I thought, why don't I assemble it with you? So we're going to start with the card base, and it's the regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored by 4 1/4, right in the middle. And I have already done the stamping on the inside and the back, and that stamp is from a new stamp set called Thoughtful Wishes. We're also going to use one of the dies that coordinates. We're going to use this die here. So let's put that to the side and bring in the rest. So now we have Petunia Pop. So I stamped this in Petunia Pop. Petunia Pop cardstock. Petunia Pop DSP. And we'll bring in a piece of white DSP, or white cardstock, pardon me, and that's going to be what we're going to go on to next. So our first step is to put this onto here. Now I will tell you a little story. I had planned to center it, and then when it was laying on my desk, it got nudged over, and I decided to go with that look. And I'm going to put it on with seal because I'm going to be running it through the embossing folder, and I haven't got time for the glue to dry while we're live here. So I'm just so that it doesn't ooze out into my embossing folder. Now here's another little trick I've shown before, but the more I remember to use it, the better. Find anything with a ledge like that. If you're trying to make papers be flush to each other, and then like that, and right away we've got everything lined up perfectly. So your Simply Scored works well, your paper trimmer works well, or you might have something in your kitchen that has an edge like that, whatever. So, but it's a neat trick that works well. So now I decided to switch over to the Fern embossing folder because there are leaves on here. So I went to the Fern embossing folder, and I'm going to just tuck it in like that, bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over, and this is a 3D embossing folder, so I need plate number 1 and 4 only. I'll put plate number 1 down. Then I'm putting my embossing folder down with the fold going in first, and then plate number 4. And we'll run it through like that. And we've got that interesting design on it. So it adds a little bit more of an interest to it. So we'll tuck that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fast glue this right to here. And this time, and I played around with this, it would be your choice, I left a little narrow border all the way around. So the white is 3 3/4 by 5, I believe. No, it's 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then this is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So we're bringing our adhesive like that and center it. There we go. We've got it just like that. Now we're going to fasten it to the card front. And once again, I want to make it flush to the edge. So I'm going to bring my handy dandy little tool back in. I'm opening my card up and doing that. And I'll just add adhesive to here. Get my fingers out of the way. There, SU, Stampin' Up. And make sure everything's tight against the edge. And just like that, we have that much done already. Now, when I was playing around with this, I decided it needed a little pop of sparkle and color, and I decided to use some of the glimmer paper. Now, this is the die, cut out with the die that I showed you a few minutes ago. So I forgot to use my adhesive sheets on here. So I am going to use my liquid glue, so my multi-purpose liquid glue. But for projects like this, I put some in a little glue bottle. I got these off of Amazon. If you just put glue dispenser, glue bottle, or something like that, you'll get to it. It's in the craft section, and it works well for tiny little things. So I'm just going to put, okay, come on, there we go. The neat thing about these, they don't tend to clog up. So they're going to right now, of course. I might be out. So all I did, and this is what I'm going to do right now, is I took my liquid adhesive, my multi-purpose liquid glue, and filled it up. So that'll be enough for now, I think. Let's see how that goes. Well, doesn't want to, usually works like a charm. I need to take time to fill it properly. I'll go back to this and we'll just do tiny little dabs. And then I'm going to set it aside to dry a bit because these dabs are bigger than what that little dispenser does. And I'm not doing everywhere, just a few to hold it in place. Then I'm going to put this to the side. And then I stamped You Make Life Better. And again, that came from the same stamp set I showed you earlier. But the die comes from this one here. Again, it's a new one. It's called Unbounded Love. There's all kinds of labels in here. You know that I am going to be showing you more about that in the days to come. So we've got this stamped in Petunia Pop as well. And look at the ribbons. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, I just love them. We'll bring out the Petunia Pop one right here. And I'd need just a little bit of ribbon to come out from the words here. So I'm going to cut 1, 2, and I find that this ribbon doesn't seem to have a right or a wrong side. Both look really good. And I can never make up my mind which one I like the better. But we'll put that one there and just cut these little angles. Now we'll bring in my glue dots and fasten them together just to make them easier to use, to handle. So now we've made a little flagged end like that, and it's going to tuck under here. So we're going to bring in one more glue dot. Love my glue dots. Don't you find that you're just so happy to have so many different kinds of ways of fastening things together? Each one has its purpose. There we go. We've got it like that. Now this is going to just get glued down flat because I'm going to have that sprig come over it a bit. So believe it or not, there are no dimensionals on this card, which is unheard of when I'm making a card. But there we go. So we've got that there. Look at the colors, how I just absolutely love Stampin' Up's coordination. They make crafting so easy because everything works together. So just like that, we've got that. So we just need the one final touch, the in color resin dots. And we'll bring in, take your pick tool, or we're just going to use one. So we can use a big one or a little one. I'll put a big one here so you can see it a little more clearly. And just like that, we have the card done, and then I used a bit on the back like that. So let's take a look at the other in colors in this card. So you saw the Shy Shamrock. So this is Petunia Pop, Shy Shamrock, Pretty in Pink, Summer Splash, and Peach Pie. Move some of this out of the way. So here is, let me just do it this way. Pretty in Pink, Petunia Pop, Peach Pie. And you know what I'm going to ask you, right? Which color is your favorite of these? I keep switching, to tell you the truth. The more I play with them, the more I switch around. Right now, Summer Splash is my favorite, but I love them all, and I love how they work together. So which of these in colors is your favorite? And now, just a reminder, if you're wanting all of these but need to budget a little bit, you might want to be part of my in color club. Here it is again, the information is right here, or you can use the QR code. So if you're not sure how all that works, just reach out to me and I will help you out. So thank you for joining me or watching the replay. Remember to please give a thumbs up or something to indicate that you've been here. If you're watching on YouTube, I post videos quite regularly, so make sure you subscribe and even hit that notification button so that you get notified when videos are posted. Thank you so much, everyone, and take care. Bye-bye.